Anybody got any more questions? Yes. Hold on. Yes. No, tell me, I'll tell them. Interesting. Same concept I have, but very hard to achieve. Modern day, should you treat a child, as your child, or should your child be your friend? And you be the child's friend. So there has to be a line, yeah? There's parent and then friend. Can you honestly be your child's friend? In other words, you have a son, right? Mom, we got this problem with this girl, Mom. She's really damn annoying, you know. Can you be that kind of friend? Do you think that's effective? Can a parent do that?
I would want to do that on one level. I would love to be that friend that he consults with. But I think the mommy part of me will rear up if I think it's OB, out of bounds or something. So I'll be like, no girls, not at 14, not at 15. So maybe then I won't be a friend. So I'm not sure. So I would love to be a friend on one level and I would open up all channels. But I think my son would be the gatekeeper of when I'll be the friend or not.
Yeah, this question. At what age can he have a girlfriend? Just want to check that. Just want to check. Because I told my daughters, 35 first boyfriend. That's it. 35 and you show me the bank book first. I want to know how much money this boy's got.
Mommy says at the moment we've negotiated no girlfriends until after A-levels. I don't know, but that's the current.
Can I give you real world?
Yeah, exactly.
16 already. Real world.
I thought they started earlier.
As someone who's got teaching experience, would that help?
Well,
if the parents were more friends as well?
I think the approach of an inverted father in parenting, where when the child is young, pre-teens, you want to have a lot more control. But as the child grows older, you want to give the child more space and more, and you develop more communication that way. Because as we said earlier, that you will get to a stage where they will rebel against you. True. And if you don't develop that relationship with them, when they're young, the control is a way to tell them that you are loving them.
Yeah.
But when you allow them space as they grow older, you are also telling them that I love you and I respect you. But it comes across differently. So I think it really has to depend on the age of the child. In my work as a principal, I worry when parents of 7-year-olds come to tell me that I want to be my child's best friend. A mom told me that and I told her, your son doesn't need you to be his best friend right now. He needs you to be the mother. And I think when a child is that young, the child needs parents to be parents. But when they grow older, I think the friend relationship.
The freedom would come in when? Early teens, mid-teens, where you start to let go of it?
I would say probably about 12 years or so.
12 years or so? Your kids are a little older. How did you deal with it?
I've always tried my best to be a shelter for my children and a friend as well. When they were very young, I'll read to them, I'll compose stories to them so that I can connect with them. I think when I grow old, I would like them to be a shelter for me. So I think establishing the relationship, whether you call it friendship or the very close, intimate relationship, I think that's very important to inculcate from day one.
Very nice. Any other questions? Yes. Setting boundaries. Where do you draw the line? Okay. We talked about letting your children be the gatekeeper to technology, to their own technology. The question is, when it comes to pornography, when it comes to violence, how do you negotiate the drawing of that line? Or is there no negotiation?
I think the rape markers is just rape markers. And it stems from the value system that you have within yourself, within your family.
True. So the question is, if you set a red marker, once that comes up, you're saying no, they are going to go and try and find it. If you're saying this kind of violence is bad, then they're saying, what about Grand Theft Auto? How come it's okay in a game, but it's not okay here?
I think Grand Theft Auto has a rating, right, which is not for teenagers. You know, but seriously, I think it's about building that relationship and respect for the parents. It's not just about saying no, but know why. Don't just tell your kids no, but explain why you don't want them to do it. And I think that if you have that relationship with your child, let the child know that when he or she goes into sites like this, it actually hurts you. And if my son or daughter knows that it hurts me or affects me when he or she goes into sites like that, I think they will think a little bit more before going to that.
I think we have to come back a lot to the old-fashioned, basic family ways of communication, sitting around the dining table. A lot of us spend, I mean, when we grow up, our parents will just talk over dining table. You know, you should be doing this, this, and you know, they'll bring forward experience. You know, Mrs. Stein's child, this has happened. I think we should keep grounding our children in stories, experiences, our own personal background to, you know, imbibe them in all what we feel, how, you know, our standards, our codes of behavior, codes of conduct. Yeah. But I think as far as pornography and all that, for me, it's very black and white. Sorry, there is no gray. That I think we have, I mean, that I'm speaking just only purely for myself. That is black and white. It's not, no is no, 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 no.
As long as you're under my roof, no.
You know, yeah, and even if you're out, I'll still want to make it no.
Yeah.
But if he's out, you're never going to know.
I think earlier on you mentioned about not enough research, but I recently read some research about family dinners.
Yes.
And in the US, they found that if families would have dinners at least once a week, it makes a tremendous difference to the child engaging in premarital sex, and smoking, drugs and everything, and the reduction rate is between 50 to 75%.
Just having dinner once a week?
Just having dinner with your child.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and that's where all the communication takes place.
It is
because
true.
If you don't spend time to talk,
yeah.
I mean, children, I think there's an adage that goes something like this. Children spells love T-I-M-E.
Very true. Very, very true. Any other questions? Please remember that last line, yeah? Love is spelled T-I-M-E. Very important. Any other questions? No? No? You sure? Sure? Because this is not like a press conference. Now, afterwards, you cannot get them one by one and talk. No? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can we give all our guests a very big round of applause? Thank you very much. We hope we were a little enlightening. Okay, so please go out. Remember that it is a working relationship that you have with your children. And if it's going to work, you have to work at it too, not just them, okay? Thank you very much.